All right, we are going to dig ourselves a hole and plant this blood orange, and any other citrus works the same. This is what I've chosen, what's worked in the past. Just an ordinary $8 bag of garden soil. Make sure it's organic. Don't use Miracle-Gro or anything with hard metals or any chemicals that could leach into your food, because we're going to be eating these. And then I always grab, a couple different types of tools. I like, your big standard shovel, definitely this guy here with both sides for cutting any roots that you encounter or any bigger, clay, rocks. This guy's just to kind of get in between and shave out the sides if I need it. It's just easy and manageable. And then, if you want square edges or, flatter edges, you can go ahead and use the spade. That's kind of where I'm at. Tool-wise, and I think it'll help you. Also, don't forget the blister savers. Okay, that right there is probably the best 99 cents you'll spend. Harbor Freight is about 1/3 the price of any Home Depot, so altogether I got about $8. I think this thing was probably about $7. That was about $8. This thing was $12.99, and this one here was, I think, $9.99, just under $10. The plant itself was $24.99. Anyway, let's get started. All right, so we've got a pretty decent hole here. There was quite a few roots. As you can see, I was pretty close to this bush here, and I was able to cut them out pretty good. And what you want to do is you want to dig down enough that you can get the base of the pot in, and the bottom of the tree is going to be about level ground, because at the end, once we have a little bit of dirt mixed in the bottom, it's going to kind of raise it up some. We're going to score the roots to kind of break them apart. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to end up with the base of your tree lower than the surrounding ground, because then over time it'll pile up and strangle the neck of your tree. So what you want to do is you want to have it elevated and have a mound. It's much better to have a mound and add dirt later if you need to, rather than strangling the tree or strangling the roots. So let's go on to the next spot. So I took this garden soil, just regular, very fibrous, very open soil. Put it in there and mixed it 50-50 with the surrounding soil. You don't want to just throw a whole bunch of that, loose potting soil or garden soil in and then plant your plant, because the roots will just rip right through that, and then they'll hit the sides of the clay. They won't get accustomed to it, and then they'll end up turning back on each other, and then they'll end up strangling each other out, and you also can have problems there. So now that I've totally mixed it up, and I've also soaked it, very heavily soaked it, just letting the water go down somewhat. Let's take the pot out and then score the roots. So I just took the blood orange out of the pot, and what I did was I scored all of the roots. I didn't cut, I just sliced lightly into the side of the dirt, just so that it doesn't continue to wrap itself and strangulate itself, okay? Because that's what we're trying to avoid. Also, it's better to have a little bit of the pot, the bottom. Sometimes people freak out because the bottom drops out, but it's okay to have that in there rather than having, like I said, that perfect pot shape and then dropping it in and it strangles itself. So let's get it in the hole. All right, so she's in the hole now, and you'll notice we kind of hit our mark. You want it to be about even at the base. The roots are already scored, and what we're going to do is we're going to mix this dirt that we have, the natural dirt, take out as many roots and rocks as you can, with more of the garden soil until it's level to the top there. All right, once you've finished getting everything layered, I like to put, just that top garden soil. I mean, since you bought it, it looks pretty, on top. Everything else is mixed 50-50 all the way through, and then heavily soak all the way through the base. I've already pushed down the dirt quite a bit. I don't believe in jumping on the wet soil at the very end. I don't know, somehow, someone told me that it was gonna shock the roots. I don't know if it's true or not. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but this has worked so far for the last 25 years, and here we go. So this is your blood orange. the way I've been planting it for about 25 years now. So hope you enjoy. All right, to recap, I waited till about 5, 6 o'clock to start digging, just, you know, so the temperature's cooler and easier for me and for the plant overnight. Went ahead and dug the hole even with about the pot, scored the roots, and mixed the garden soil without any metals or any chemicals in it, just regular garden soil from the store. Mixed that 50-50 with the ambient or soil that we dug up, and packed it throughout the process and got it pretty much even with the topsoil here. And I just gave it a very heavy soaking at the end. This is how I've been doing it for about 25 years, and I hope you enjoyed. And let me know your successes, or, you know, if you feel like there's something better to do, I'm always willing to learn.